Hey, how was your week?
It was good. Thanks for asking. I feel like this week went pretty well overall. Like, I feel like I kind of didn't have those problems we've been talking about. And,
Yeah.
I'm coming here feeling pretty good today. I feel like kind of, I don't know, like I just didn't catch myself overanalyzing, and I was plenty calm at work. I was plenty calm with my friends.
Good.
It was a good week overall.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So as you know, we've talked about this before. This is going to be our last like designated session.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, like, how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about this being like our end session?
So I definitely think it's helped.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like I said, that this week went pretty well, so that gives me some reassurance that I can probably handle.
And
things
these last
now.
few weeks, it seems like you've been doing good as well. This is not just like a 1 week occurrence.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like I'm in a better spot than I was when we started. I think it'll definitely be a little worrying at first, moving from having this into just going right back out to it. But I feel like I can handle it okay.
Yeah.
I think these have gone really well, and that they've helped me a whole lot with moving through this stuff.
Well, in response to you being a little worried, let's kind of take a look at like how you started. So with you meeting with me initially, you came in, you were worried about anxiety in crowds. You were worried about panic attacks, overanalyzing just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong. That's totally a normal feeling. But now we've taken you to a place where, or you've taken yourself to a place, kind of feeling of self-empowerment and assuredness of yourself. We're reaching this point because you no longer need my support. Obviously, I'm still in your corner. I'm still a resource for you, until forever, basically. And if you were to ever need anything, you can reach out, book an appointment. I'd be still here. It's just that you reach a point in yourself where you can handle these things. We've kind of made these crisis plans and all those things. So I genuinely believe that you're in a good place to continue forward without me every week. Okay, so I kind of wanted to ask, we started these sessions off with you having goals for yourself. How do you feel like about the progress you've made to these goals? Like, where are you at with those?
Okay, so I know we kind of set out that I wanted to sort of stop overanalyzing, and that I wanted to stop with those panic attacks, which I feel like I've been getting much better about that. I feel like I'm in a better spot now than when I started. I haven't felt like I was about to relapse into a panic attack at all, and like I said, I feel like I've been over-evaluating less and less as time goes on, and that I don't have those intrusive thoughts really as much anymore.
Yeah, that was really good to hear. And again, earlier you said you were worried. We talked a little bit about that crisis plan, and with that, you have a lot more resources now. You have me, obviously. You have your boyfriend. You have friends, and you have that support group that we had you start attending. That seems to have been going really well and making really good impacts on you. And so remember, you have all those in your toolbox. So even if at some point you're like, wow, I'm not feeling great, you're getting a little bit back into that overanalysis, kind of take a step back and look at all of these things that you now have in your toolbox that you didn't, some of them you had, but maybe you weren't as aware of them before you started
absolutely.
This. You definitely have things that can help ground you and resources that you can reach out to. So a couple of things before we kind of conclude here. I want to know what your takeaways are from this, and then I'll give you what some of my takeaways that I thought of for you as well.
Okay, so I definitely think that sort of getting to deal with another queer person has been really helpful. That getting that perspective is really useful. I like that you considered all that kind of stuff, and that I feel like there are probably counselors that would sweep that experience under the rug. But I feel like it really does it's a large contributor to how I feel, and I can see that now after all this. I would say that, going to those support groups was really helpful. The kind of that homework was useful and helped me get out there. I don't feel like I've been as involved in the social activism as much as you were talking about. I feel like it's still been working okay. But otherwise, I feel like kind of putting everything into perspective has really, really helped. So
that's good. A couple takeaways that I also kind of want you to have. I want you to know that you're not less than for being who you are, and to know that you don't have to conform to society standards because those are absurd and ridiculous and incredibly heteronormative and all of that. And so you don't feel as though you're less than because of what society expects of you. That's something that I just want you to carry with you and remember and keep it as a resource once again. It's been really awesome to work with you.
Thank you.
Is there like any feedback you have for me on kind of how this has gone, things you liked or didn't like, especially so I can kind of move to improve?
Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed sort of getting to hear your experience with it and sort of getting, like I said, another queer person's perspective
Mm-hmm.
and really tying all this in with my sexual identity. Because I feel like it is something important to me that probably wouldn't be considered like other people, like I mentioned. I would say that there were some times during sessions where I wanted to talk a little bit, and it veered into more talking. It was good to hear your personal perspective,
Mhm.
but there were some times where I felt like it overcrowded me getting to talk a little bit. But otherwise, I would say no. That was really the only complaint. Other than that, I feel like everything else was really, really helpful.
I have been attempting to work on that. A big kind of sticking point of the therapy that I do is it does involve self-disclosure, and sometimes the therapist can take it a little bit too far.
Yep.
And I am trying to be more aware of that.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Yeah,
telling me that. I don't take it too personally.
I wouldn't hope so. Yeah.
Talkative, it's kind of my job.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you being able to like tell me that, and I
Yeah.
am working towards it, and hopefully I can make progress. And
Yeah.
this is a more equal footing relationship where we can both improve, and so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. So. It's been really great to get
Thank
to
you.
work with you. And again, if you ever need me, just reach out. We'll get you in real quick. And if there's anything else you want to talk about before we kind of head out here.
Sure. No, I've really enjoyed our sessions. I think they've really helped. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. But otherwise, no, I think I've covered everything I want to cover with this last session.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll be out then.
All right. Sounds good.
Sweet.